long time no see with a setup like this. I wanted to kind of return to my roots once again in the old shed / library office witchcraft center to discuss a new project I'm hoping to stick with, series type thing, called Conservation Conversation, where I learn about the world around me and in turn share all the knowledge I've crammed up in my skull with you. The first episode is a bit sporadic, a bit impulsive, because it's a gloomy one and it's a very important one that I know sharing with what small audience I have might not seem like a grand thing, but it is something that will impact all the living things in my area of the United States as a whole. And that is the Endangered Species Act and the Trump administration. The Endangered Species Act is an act that was enacted in 1973 that aimed to protect endangered and threatened species from being injured or killed, as well as their habitats from being destroyed. What we're talking about is a change of wording. The Trump administration is looking to change the wording of harm, which in the case of the ESA would be to include the direct and indirect harming of an endangered or threatened species and their habitat, to that of take, where the definition would then just be making it illegal to directly harm a species, ignoring their habitat. And that is to open up companies to continue to drill, to continue to deforest, to continue polluting, and stripping species of their areas, their homes. And this is very important because when we look at endangered species and species that have already gone extinct, it's not often that it is because they've been killed to extinction. That has happened, but it's mostly because their habitat has been taken from them. I want to bring up an article from Columbia Education that goes over why endangered species matter, and I'm going to read it word for word because I think it's a great example. An often cited example is the impact of the wolves in Yellowstone Park, which were hunted to near extinction by 1930. Without them, the elk and the deer they had preyed upon thrived, and their grazing decimated streamside willows and aspens, which provided habitat for songbirds. This left the stream banks susceptible to erosion, and the decline in songbirds allowed mosquitoes and other insects that birds would have eaten to multiply. When the wolves were reintroduced to the park in 1995, they once again preyed on the elk. Plant life returned to the stream banks, along with it, birds, beavers, fish, and other animals. It is a great example of how life works. When you remove one thing, ecosystems fall apart. There is a balance in the world that we are continuing to tip in a not so great favor, which is why it is very important for us to let the Fish and Wildlife Service know that this change that is being proposed should not go through. The current definition of harm that includes directly and indirectly harming a species and their habitat is the correct definition, and it should not change. Should not change. We need to remember that we as humans are not above everything else on this planet. We as humans need to remember that we are conjoined together, and that the fall of one thing can lead to the fall and will lead to the fall of us. So please, I will drop the link below where you can leave a comment. It can be anonymous. It takes little to no time at all to say that, hey, the current definition of harm that includes the direct and indirect harm of a species and their habitat is the correct definition. Do not change it. Is all you have to do. This is very important to our... I'm sorry. It's quite the fail. This is very important Protecting biodiversity ensures clean water and air. It ensures for us to reduce food disparities for everyone. We cannot continue to tip this scale, this world out of balance. So please, if you do one thing today, check out the link in description. Make your voice heard. Thank you.